I have spent over 100K on SEO tools, content, and people. The biggest problem is not having a budget, it's spending it on the wrong stuff. Initially, I wasted a lot of money on SEO, not because I didn't know what I was doing, but because I didn't track and invested in what mattered. And if you are running an e-commerce store or leading an in-house marketing team, chances are your budget is leaking too. Not because you are careless, but because you are working in a system that's not built to deliver results. So, in this video, I'm not going to tell you just spend smarter. I will show you exactly where your budget is likely bleeding, the stuff I had to fix myself for a period of 5 years, and 8 strategies that now give us the most predictable ROI. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first is to audit your SEO tools every quarter, that is after 90 days. This one hit me hard in early days. I thought having every major SEO tool would give us an edge. So, I signed up for Ahrefs, SEMrush, Surfer, Phrase, ClearScope, MarketMuse, blah blah blah. But the problem was we were not even using 60% of them. Each tool had one specific feature we liked, and that's how they trapped us. One for audits, one for content scoring, one for just for checking backlinks. But when I looked at our credit card statements at the end of the quarter, I realized that we were spending over $2,500 per month just on tools, and most team members were only using 5 or 7 of them on regular basis. Here's where things get uncomfortable. Our data shows that 73% of e-commerce businesses are paying for at least 4 to 5 SEO tools they barely use. That's so inefficient when it comes to running a profitable store, isn't it? So, what worked better? We did a complete audit of every tool by asking 3 critical questions. Which tool are we actually using every week? Does this tool save us time or directly impact revenue? Are we paying for nice to know data or something that helps in driving more sales? Then we cut back to 3 core tools. Ahrefs for backlinks analysis and keyword research, Screaming for only its free version for small website audits, and then Surfer only for content optimization when needed. And for everything else, we canceled that out. And guess what? Nothing broke. In fact, we became more productive because we were not jumping between dashboards anymore. We immediately saved $1,870 every month. That's $22,440 annually straight to the bottom line. This isn't the case that we are not using other tools. We just buy them whenever needed, such as Omega Indexer for indexing and bunch of other tools as per the requirements. So here's what I would suggest. Every 90 days, sit down and do a tool stack audit. If it doesn't give you ROI in time saved or revenue gained, cut it without mercy.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Now that we have cleaned up our tool stack, let's look at another major budget drain that nearly every e-commerce store struggles with. Content production without strategy. One of our clients were publishing 30 plus articles a month. They had a content calendar filled with topics. Writers were working non-stop, but when I looked at what was actually driving traffic, 60% of that content was not even bringing 10 organic sessions per month. And worse, some of that content even hurt ranking because it caused cannibalization or just blotted the site structure. They used to think publishing more equals ranking more. But what they learned the hard way is that content without strategy is just an expense. Do you know what helped us fix that? I stopped focusing on how much content we were producing and started asking 2 questions. Is this piece targeting a keyword that we know brings qualified shoppers? Is it filling a gap in the customer journey or just adding noise to the site? We now invest in strategic sales-focused content that fills keyword gaps and drives conversion, not just traffic. We now spend our budget on fewer pieces that are better planned, such as product-focused content or the one that specifically addresses customer objections and questions. So, if your content budget feels like it's vanishing, it probably is. Publishing for the sake of consistency is fine for YouTube or socials, but for SEO, every page costs money to produce and resources to search engines as well. Don't ignore that. Now, let's continue with another critical insight that saved us thousands of dollars in wasted payroll costs, and that is building systems before hiring. Hiring feels like progress until you realize that your team was following the mantra, look busy, do nothing.
When you look annoyed all the time, people think that you're busy.
There was a point when we had a content manager, 2 outreach VAs, a junior SEO, and a part-time strategist. Sounds solid, right? But the problem wasn't the people. It was we didn't have systems. No SOPs, no task hierarchy, no processes built out. Everyone was asking each other what to do next. And I was spending more time managing people than growing my agency. We thought we had the team problem, but we actually had a process problem. Here's how I fixed it. Documented every recurring task. Product optimization, content creation, competitor analysis, reporting, etc. etc. Number 2, used Loom to record each process once, then turned those into SOPs with the help of ChatGPT. Then created a system inside Notion where tasks are assigned, tracked, and checked off. No time wasted, no repeated questions, and no annoying back and forth. And lastly, I hired only when the SOPs were ready, not before. After doing this, we realized we could cut down the team to a leaner structure. Everyone knew what to do, how to do it, and who to report. For in-house e-commerce marketing teams, it's the same problem. Adding headcount without clarity leads to overlaps, missed deadlines, and waste of budget. So, before you hire, ask yourself, is the work clearly defined or not? Is the process documented? Will this hire help in driving more sales? Because without systems, more people equals more problems. Create SOPs and workflows first and hire only when systems are tight and scalable. If all of this sounds overwhelming, especially the systematic approach I used to grow my agency, that's exactly why I created a comprehensive course titled How to Build SOPs, Processes, and Systems for Your Business. Right now, it's available on IMG. I will add the link in the description for you to check that out. Now that we have optimized our team structure, let's talk about possibly the biggest mindset shift that transformed our SEO approach, connecting every tactic directly to revenue. This one is brutal because you can do everything right in SEO and still burn your budget if you're measuring the wrong things. At one point, we'd had our e-commerce sites showing traffic going up, rankings improving, backlinks increasing, blah blah blah. But the sales were flat and no revenue shift either. We were busy celebrating vanity metrics, and that's when it clicked me at a conference. SEO without business impact is just a cost center. Here's how we change it. Number 1, we tied every SEO campaign to business objectives. For e-commerce, it's sales. For subscription businesses, it's signups. For B2B, it's leads. And then used Looker Studio dashboards to report on sales, revenue, and customer acquisition, not just impressions and clicks. Lastly, cleaned up our content strategy to focus more on bottom of the funnel keywords that actually drive purchases. Now, when our stakeholder asks, what am I getting for this spend? We don't say domain authority, we show them the sales pipeline and profit. With your metrics now properly aligned to your business goals, you will need to protect your focus from the constant barrage of new shiny objects in the SEO world. Every week, there's a new tool, tactic, or growth hack promising magical results. Back in 2022, I added up how much we spent chasing new stuff, $14,200 on tools and tactics that produce absolutely nothing. Why? Because we were distracted by what's new instead of what's working. You might be thinking, but don't I need to stay ahead of the curve? Yes, but there is a difference between innovation and distraction. Here's a rule we follow. No new tool, tactic, or strategy gets a budget unless it clearly supports defined sales goals and KPIs. Before adding everything new to our stack, we ask, does it align with our current revenue objective or not? Can we measure its impact on sales? And lastly, is it solving a real problem or just an interesting idea? So, the lesson here is that discipline beats distraction. Stick to your strategy for at least 90 days and only add things that clearly move your defined sales metrics forward. Now that we have protected our budget from wasteful new tools, let's explore a hidden gold mine we completely overlooked, maximizing the value of content you have already created. We analyzed the ROI across 50 e-commerce sites and found something shocking. Updating an existing article cost 50 to 60% less than creating a new one. Yet most people keep pushing out new content while letting old assets decay.
Most people don't even know.
One of our clients had 127 blog posts, but only 43 were driving significant traffic. Rather than adding more to the pile, we implemented a quarterly content refresh process, identified underperforming content with ranking potential, updated statistics, examples, and screenshots, expanded sections to better match search intent, added product recommendations, and improved internal linking to category pages. And the results within 16 days were organic traffic increased by 32% with zero new content produce. So the strategy is simple. Audit your content quarterly, prioritize pieces ranking on page 2 or bottom of page 1, update with fresh data, examples, and expanded sections. This approach saves production costs and leverages the authority your site has already built. Now, let's discuss one most critical budget drain: your link building vendors that are probably delivering far less value than you think. If you're working with link building vendors or outreach agencies, this one might hurt, but it needs to be said. One of our new e-commerce clients were spending $2,500 per month with a premium outreach service. When we checked the last 15 links they built, 11 of them were from the sites that had less than 100 visitors, despite having an impressive domain ratings. If an outreach agency can't show organic traffic growth on their domains, fire them fast.
You're fired! You're fired! You're fired!
It's harsh, maybe, but it's necessary. Because a single high-quality, contextually relevant backlink from a site with real traffic outperforms 10 low-quality links in terms of ranking impact, unless you're doing black hat in gray niches. This isn't the theory. We have tested this across 30 plus clients' campaigns. So here's the solution. Request traffic data, not just DR or DA, for every site in your links report. Set clear KPIs for link vendors beyond just quantity. Implement a 90-day performance review for all vendors. Prioritize relevance and real traffic over vanity metrics. After implementing these standards, that client reduced their link building spend by 50% while maintaining the same impact on rankings. Why? Because they stopped paying for links that were not moving the needle anyway. Also, here is a pro tip. Use Ahrefs to check organic traffic on every linking domain. If the traffic is dropped by 80% last year, you are buying a link from a dying site. It's not worth it. Remember, links from dying sites hurt your ROI and potentially your rankings too. And if your team is struggling with quality link building, or you simply don't have the bandwidth to handle it in-house, my team can help. Just click the link in the description to book a no-pressure strategy call where we will discuss your goals and see if we are a good fit to work together. Now that we have identified the major budget leaks, let me share the overarching philosophy that ties everything together and will transform how you approach every SEO investment decision. Always spend SEO budget like you are buying speed towards profit. This is the biggest lesson I have learned in SEO. It doesn't need more budget, it needs clarity. With clarity comes better decisions.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Every dollar you spend should buy you results, not just more effort. Here's a framework we now use for every SEO investment decision. Number 1, will this directly accelerate the path to our next sales goal? Does it solve a proven bottleneck or just a perceived one? Can we measure its specific impact on business metrics, not just SEO metrics? And let me share an example here. We had an e-commerce client debating between hiring another full-time content writer for $3,000 a month or investing in a product page optimization system and refreshing their top 20 category pages for $1,000 one time. The optimization approach generated results in 30 days, while the new writer would have taken 3 to 4 months to show a similar impact. By thinking in terms of buying speed towards profit, the decision became obvious.
And modern problems require modern solutions.
When you start viewing your SEO budget this way, you naturally stop paying for vanity metrics and tools, focus on the 20% of actions that drive 80% of sales, eliminate wasteful "we should do this" initiatives, make a decision based on ROI speed and not just ROI size. Remember, the worst spend isn't on what failed, it's on what never had a chance to work in the first place.
It's 100% of the shots you don't take.
Look, smart SEO isn't about throwing money at problems or working yourself to death. It's about being strategic with every dollar and focusing relentlessly on what actually drives revenue. While everyone else is chasing shiny objects and wasting budget on vanity metrics, you now have a blueprint for eliminating waste and maximizing ROI. This is literally the exact system we use to manage six-figure SEO budgets for e-commerce stores. Alright, if you found this valuable, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. I'm dropping new e-commerce growth strategies every week that most gurus are not willing to share. And before you go, you absolutely need to watch my link building mistake SEOs still make in 2025 video next. I reveal the 3 link building tactics that Google has been quietly penalizing since their last update, plus alternative approach that's working twice as well right now. While your competitors keep burning money on outdated strategies, you will be implementing what's actually working today. The link is in the description. Don't miss it, because this information has a short shelf life in our industry. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.